Isabel. Okay, so we are going to start right now.
Buen día, Miss.
Okay,
Disculpe
we are
la
going to
tardanza.
start. Thank
Gracias.
you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for connecting. Good morning, Irene, Jenny, Rosa, Rosemary, Yvonne, Isabel,
Muy
Catherine.
buenos días.
Hi, Rosa. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on time. And as I told you before, I need, please, that I can share the screen. Good morning, Irene. Good morning. Could you please give me permission to share the screen? Thank you. Okay. So after some kind of interaction, because today we are going to do that, I am going to tell you, thank you very much for the contribution that you have in the Padlet. So first of all, we are going to do a review. Okay. Could you please give me permission? ¿Me puedes dar permiso, por favor?
Sí, Miss, ahí le.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, that we are going to start. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I am going to be like this one, and we are going to start with this. So as I told you before, yesterday I was checking everything. Well, yesterday and the day before yesterday, we have here our Padlet over there. So when I am going to enter here, I'm going to enter to this part in a second. This. It works, this is work, this is okay, it works, and so on. So what is the, here I am going to log out with the other part. I am going to put about the public, yeah. Okay. So I was checking about the Padlet that you are going to have, and let me check. Congratulations to everybody who introduced yourself. Do you remember that the last session we talked about business, and I have very powerful presentations there. So I am so happy to the people that we are sharing with those.
Hello everyone. My name is Elena Gutierrez, and I'm very happy to be in this course.
So the idea of this course is going to be full practice, yeah? So please, if you didn't do that because maybe it was difficult for you, try to go ahead. So I have very, very good comments that we are going to have. If you have some difficulties,
Hello,
please.
my name is Angelica Escalante. In my free time, I like listening to music and
So the idea is to do this video short, only a short video, and you are going to use the beat notes, okay? So we are going to have over there, we are going to have different people. Some of you use beat notes and some of you use hey end. And it's okay, because I tell you are going to use hey end or beat notes or whatever.
Hello, my name is Patricia. In my free time, I enjoy dancing and singing karaoke because they help me relax and have fun. I also love...
Excellent, Isabel, excellent. So please, apart from being here, that we are going to introduce yourself because I was checking everything, the idea is that you are going to learn from your partners and you are going to check like everything that we are going to have here.
Hello, my name is Patricia. In my free time, I enjoy dancing and singing karaoke.
So I love all the presentation that you are going to have, okay, that we are going to have. Well, Milagros also have about this one. Give me a second. And this is about the other presentation.
Hello, my name is Ileana, and I am happy to be here with you.
Okay, only simple. It's not necessary to be complicated. Only simple, but I need, please, that you do it. Yeah, I need that you do it. And to put, because here, maybe we are going to express your idea. I like also about Irene, about the boy. I enjoyed your presentation.
I am Irene and very motivated to share this space with all of you. A part of doing my beautiful career, I like to read poetry, write stories, and cook. I teach
I love all
English,
the characters that
tutorials,
you are going
and
to
social
put.
studies.
So, can you imagine if you are going to introduce yourself the first day of classes if you teach primary with this? It's going to be very powerful instead that you are going to use your photo, no? So there are different possibilities, different requirements that you are going to have with the use of big notes. For example, this is for Daniel and he used about
Hi,
presentations. I like.
my name is Daniel. I am an English teacher working here in Lima. I love to learn new things including cooking, new languages, and, why not, meeting new people as well.
Okay, so love the presentation.
My favorite hobby is reading a lot.
And what is the most important, as I always tell you, that you put in practice? Because what happened with some courses that is only theory, is going to be boring. So the idea is that the last class, a product. Today, we are going to have another product, yeah, and you are going to prepare. And if you have some difficulties, you are going to tell me. So this is the idea. Please, I created here in the Google Classroom, I created one activity that you are going to do. The activity is the same, yeah, introduce yourself. What do you have to do? You are going to put the link that you put here, the link that you put here, try to consider and try to put here, please, yeah? So, I am going to put here until today, 11:59 p.m. But if you wanna, I am going to change until Sunday. I don't know. For example, from this, I put today until 11:59. Is that okay? Or do you prefer Sunday? Or maybe for everybody that is complicated, I am going to put Sunday, yeah? That we are going to finish. What is the idea? That is not only in the Padlet, it's going to be here. So this is easy for me in this Google Classroom to check who did the activity and who didn't do that. If you put in the Padlet, not worries, try to put again here. Yeah, you have until Sunday to do it. Do you understand what you have to do? Because here I have your names by alphabetical order, so it is easier for me to check about that. And please, instead of siempre ganadora, that is a wonderful name, I would like that you put your full name. Yeah, because when I am going to put a list, I need to check your name and your full name, similar to Jenny Chavez, for example, Yvonne, and I was checking everything. Danielle, they are the same participants who did in the Padlet. For example, 1 and 2, I don't know who is 1 and 2. So the idea is that you put your name, yeah? At least one name and one last name, at least. So here, okay. Yeah, there are more participants right now. There are 44 participants, yes. Until Sunday, yeah. I am going to put until Sunday. Why? Because today we are going to do other activities. Only one activity. Every module, I am going to have only one activity, yeah, to don't have a lot of, no. Only one activity, and that's all. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are starting right now, yeah, with the presentation that we are going to do today. Okay, give me a second, and I am going to put about the presentation for today. So I would like first that we are going to recap, we are going to play a game. We are going to play a game with something that we review about the previous class, about the last week. Yeah. So I am going to start right now here. Don't forget that at the end, I am going to upload this presentation that you are going to have, okay? So this is the idea. Are you ready today? Ready? Okay. Good morning, Maria Paula. Good morning. We are going to start right now, okay? So today we are going to create different tests, videos, and so on. Generative artificial intelligence tools give you powers, of course, try to give you a lot of powers. So let's start with this. What do we have to do today? Good morning, Patty. Good morning. Hi, Natalie, Patty, and so on. The first one, we talked about what is prompt engineering. In your module, number 1 is this. What is prompt engineering? Then we are going to recap what is generative artificial intelligence. Last class we did this. How to write good prompts, important. Some tools that we are going to create about that, okay? So we are going to start with prompt engineering, but before, give me a second. I put, yes, I put an activity that we are going to do for you. So we are going to play with this activity, okay? What is generative artificial intelligence? Can mimic the patterns of the past, but it cannot imagine the possibilities of a student future. Education is not a mechanical process. It's a human garden where artificial intelligence is a tool, but the teacher remains the soul. Because you remembered in the last presentation that you talked about the differences that we have between human intelligence and artificial intelligence. Good morning, Serafin, Lasmi, Andrea, Raquel, and so on. So we are going to play it as well. Oh, yeah, give me a second. I think that this is not linked, but anyway, we are going to link all together. In the past, it was called quizzes, no? Nowadays, I'm going to talk about here. Yeah. I am going to check if this is here. No. Sorry. Give me a second. We are going to start about teacher led, you led the session. I led the session. Teacher piece, paper mode. No, I don't know why we are going to do it. Give me a second, sorry.
I think you have to assign.
Yeah, but when I assign the participant that I wanted to play right now. Yeah, well, yeah, okay. My session can be shared. Okay, thank you. So this is going to be a chain about that. Okay, could you please enter to this one? Join the quizzes. Join the quizzes, please, right now. If not, you are going to put join my quiz here. You put join my quiz like this.
With
and
a
then
link.
you are going to enter your code. And in the code, you are going to put this code. It's up to you. Okay, so this is the code. You can share. We are going to have some participants. I put yeah, enter. Put here, join my quiz on and enter. and you are going to put the code. The code that I'm putting in the chat. Thank you. And you are going to do it. There are the questions that we have to cover about. How do you know about that? It is only that you have an idea. No problem if you have less. An idea about the reading. Some information that I wanted to know or not. No problem. Thank you. So I have Ro, Vanessa, Catherine, Yvonne, Angela. No problem about the answer that you have. Yeah, this is only general overview about everything that we can do today and the last class. No problem, no problem. Hello, the participant who recently connected. You can answer the question. Enter to the code. Or something. I would like to know your knowledge, general knowledge that you have about artificial intelligence. Go ahead and practice. Okay. Okay, the participant who recently connected, because I have 61 participants, go to this and try to do something. Okay, or if not, you go to join my quiz. Here, join my quiz, and you are going to and you are going to use code. Join my quiz.com. And you can enter the number. You enter directly. Okay, ready? I have 30 participants. Good. multitask, okay? Congratulations to those participants about that. And also the other participant, listen to me. The idea of that is that you are going to have an overview about what happened in the other section. Also, you are going to have what happened about here, is everything is okay or not. So you have an overview about that, okay? And if you want to go to the report, you go to the report and you can check here the report of the participant that they are going to have. So this is a great session when you start a presentation, when you start your classes, or when you finish your classes, to use this part. Though right now it's called weight ground. In the past was called quizzes, note, but it was ready. Okay. Hi. Give me a second, please. Give me a second. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, that we are here about the participant that you are going to have there. Okay, so right now we are going to start with this section about this, and we are going to do about this break. As I told you before you come, we are going to have one activity. Congratulations to everybody who did the activity in the Padlet. Please, I need that you are going to put in the generative classroom, try to complete and try to upload the presentation here also. Yeah, in both, in the Padlet and here, okay? Thank you so much. What else is important to do? Okay, that when we are going to have here, yeah, we were talking about this section that we are going to have. Okay, so we are here. I am going to enter again to this session. So today, as I told you before, we are going to start with prompt engineering. Please, in the chat box, tell me, what is prompt engineering? What idea do you have for prompt engineering? In the chat box, prompt engineering, what is that? What do you think? Prompt engineering, what is it? Ideas, what do you think is prompt engineering? Anybody? When we talk about generative artificial intelligence, we talk about prompt engineering. Okay, Catherine, resume. Yeah, maybe. Okay, another ideas. Writing clear. Okay, Maria Paula. Daniel, how to make up question to use by the artificial intelligence. Nice. Giving clear and specific instructions to an artificial intelligence so they understand what to do. Excellent, Isabel. Okay, yeah, very good. Daniel, about building, yeah, building something. Yes, Johanna. Yes, Johanna. Daniel, Sharon, instructions. Good. Everything is going to be here, all right? About building, how to make instruction, very well, write information, works about engineering, Diana, Jenny, write information, what I want to do, assistant to organize ideas, text about instruction. Okay, Vanessa. Prompt engineering is everything that you say. There are words, there's some prompts, some instruction that you are going to put that they are going to be very specific to introduce in the generative artificial intelligence. Cody said practice of designing and redefining for artificial intelligence model. Test about instruction. Yes, Vanessa, all of them, you are going to have some ideas. So please, this is about prompt engineering. Don't forget that all the material you have here in the classroom, when we are going to have about here, yeah, I am going to put classwork. And in the classroom, in the module number 2, okay, you are going to have all the material here, materials. So you enter, so all the material, for example, this is prompt engineering and so on. Everything that we are going to check today is here, yeah? So please, the idea is that you check all the material after the class again. You have the links, you have everything there. All right, in the chat box, Ana Maria, is the ability to design and write clear and structured instructions so that artificial intelligence, such as GPT, generates more useful, accurate responses aligned with what you need. Excellent. Ana Maria Campos, Elena, learning how to ask the artificial intelligence in the best way. Yes, Yvonne is the best way to craft the information to be submitted to artificial intelligence. Yeah, I love your comments. Thank you so much for sharing with all of us. So today, prompt engineering.
Generative AI puts us in control of entire worlds just waiting to be unlocked. And prompts are our key to unlocking them. Working with generative AI is like working with any collaborative partner. The less information we give someone,
we are going to use prompt engineering to give you anything that you want. For example, if you're a marketer or maybe you are a director, you tell you, give me a competitive marketing advantage.
the less detailed they're able to be. The more specific we are, the more likely we'll get what we want. And that's
what is very important in a prompt engineering. How do you start? There are different elements that you need to consider to put there. There is a series of elements. This element you are going to change. Yeah, this is not a specific thing that we are going to do.
what prompt engineering is all about.
Write, design, create, okay? Usually we start with a verb, but it depends.
Designing better prompts so we get better results. Similar to how we learn to search the web, we refine, edit, adjust, and try new things until we find what we're looking for.
Let's have a look. The more that you put in the prompt, the more specific you are, the better result that you have. Okay? As you can see, for example, in the video, when somebody put only branding, sparkling water, hand lettering is like that. But if you are going to introduce with more details, more specific, they are going to give you
new things until we find what we're looking for. Eventually, that process becomes second nature, and that's where we're at with generative AI. We're discovering what makes
outline, suggest, explain. No, usually we are going to start with a verb. In the chat box, a well-crafted prompt can make artificial intelligence solve problem more accurately, follow a specific style or format. Excellent, Elena. Generate more relevant or higher quality ideas. Perfect. Lamis, design, create, and write clear instructions. Good, 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 good. Continue.
The best prompts. Things that are universal, adaptable, and provide AI with the perfect amount of context. So it does things your way.
So this is about the artificial intelligence. So when we are going to have, what are the key elements of prompt engineering? Something that you share in the chat box. Clarity. It's very important that you are going to be clear. What clear result do you want? What is the content? It's very different if you want, for example, to maybe write an assignment for primary, for secondary, for university. What is the content with the prompt guidance? Precision about the level that you require. If you require, for example, the activity for A2, B1, B2, C1, adaptability, we are going to have flexibility with those situations, okay? So please, the majority of you in the chat box, you tell me about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is a universe, yeah? When we are going to use ChatGPT, Gemini, and we are going to write prompts, this is the use of generative artificial intelligence. It's not artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the umbrella. So one part of the umbrella, more specific, is generative artificial intelligence. What is generative artificial intelligence? And this was in the quiz. What is the difference? Okay, in the chat box, I am going to talk about that. Specifically an instruction, okay, Jenny, very good. Generative artificial intelligence include audio, video, images, text, podcast. Do you remember? 3D images nowadays and so on. So all the information about that, what is artificial intelligence, this reading that I prepared and I was checking about that. Also, this reading is here. In this part of the classroom, okay, I put this. What is generative artificial intelligence? So if you want more information, you are going to check over there. So here, what about this? What is this? Gemini, Pablo, comment. I think I am going to close everything. I don't know where can I open about that. Anyway, yeah, I can open event. This information about what is generative artificial intelligence, let's have a look. This picture I can put here. This is the same picture, okay? So what is it about the brand about that? Is a type of artificial intelligence that generates prompt from text, audio, video, images, and so on. So this is some part that is specific, how does it work, and so on. All right, so they are going to give you more models about the data, the training, and what is the task that you are going to require. All right, so let's continue with this section. How do you write good prompts? To write good prompts is necessary to follow different steps. What is the first thing? That you have to define the goal. How do you define the goal? How do you start writing prompts? What is the first thing that you have to do when you define the goal? What does define the goal mean? Any ideas that you are going to have? Clear objective is a verb. Yes, Nati, yes, Sharon. Is a verb, is a clear objective. Okay? When you are going to start with a verb. For example, summarize, compare, analyze, create, prepare, anything that you want. So what is the objective of my prompt? What I want to do with the prompt? Excellent. What do you think does mean format the results? What does it mean? Format. Easy. Check on the objectives to be worked on. Yes, Azucena, also Nati and Sharon. Please, what about the next one? What about format the results? What do you think does it mean? Format. What is the format when you are going to have a prompt? Maybe you use this a lot. What is the presentation that you want that disappear? The type of archive, the weight, the weight. For example, if you want to create a table or maybe a graphic or maybe an Excel specifications, the presentation, the format, yes. You are going to say, answer with a table, answer with a list, with a bullet points, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Note an analogy, answer with emojis. You are going to do about that. Okay, if you use primary, secondary, they love emojis. Anything that you want is the result. Format the result with a graphic. Elena put setting clear parameters means defining the scope and boundaries is the answer, which help you understand what you're looking for while enable is provide a more accurate response. Yes. When you are going to setting a very clear parameters, you are going to have more precisely response. Thank you. Thank you. What do you think does mean give a role, the number 3? What does give a role mean? Give a role. So define the goal, the objective, the verb, format the result, the presentation in a table, in a graphic, bullet points, whatever. What do you think does mean role? Add us. Yes, Sharon, add us. Elena, you help build context for artificial intelligence so that it can achieve what you want is to accomplish. Give instruction and assignment. Okay, very good. Similar that Sharon said is how do you add? Add as a teacher, as a director, as an accountant. So this is add as. Journalist, influencer, sport coach, English teacher. This is add as. Okay, the role that you are going to have. Assume the role, yes. Telling what to wear. Okay, very good. So this is the role. What is the role in my prompt? Add as a university English teacher. Add as an influencer. Please create an Instagram post. Add as an influencer, maybe. Or don't forget that this is not only for you, also is to teach your students how to write good prompts. So we are going to use in different parts. Jenny, you assign a role. Assign a role is give a role. Excellent. What do you think does mean define the audience? So you are going to give the role at us. What is the audience? Similar. What is the audience? Define the audience. Okay. Depends of us. Yeah, assign a role. Define the audience. What is the audience? Try to, for example, in the chat box, give me a second, students, yeah. For example, in the classroom, the audience are your students. So you said, add as an English teacher for B2 level, student level. So this is the audience. The audience does mean your primary school students, secondary, university. You are going to put the English level, A2 level for directors, technician. What is your here? Whom the information is for? Yes, Azucena. The student level here. Yeah, the student level. Yeah, the audience are the student, Daniel. Yes. In that case, because we are an English teacher. Yeah, that's it. Kind of people level. Yes, Jenny. Very good. So all your answers are very well organized. But also, it's very important to set restriction. What do you think does it mean set restriction? Who is the recipient? Yes, Yvonne. Very good. Rules. Set restrictions are the rules, yeah? For example, what kind of rule? Parameters. Azucena. Yes, the restriction that you said about the parameters, something that you are going to put. For example, as artificial intelligence tool to adjust your reply. Write short sentences, formal and informal email, tone, poetic language. Try to use K-pop culture. Try to use only scientific resources, scientific citation. This is depends of what do you need. Restriction. Try to put the parameters similar that you said to set the sections. Yes, limitation, Elena. Parameters. Be specific, Natalie. Order. Yes, try to limitate. Try to use only scientific sources. If I wanna, for example, for a project, add K-pop culture references. I don't know. This is depends on what do you want to put. Okay, in the chat box, limits. Yeah. So what is the most important? Put in practice. Okay. So with something about the good prompts, we are going to put in practice. This is an example that I have when we are going to define the goal. What does define the goal in this part? This is a prompt, a specific prompt, and we are going to divide it in 5 different steps. Define the goal, format the result, give a role, define the audience, set restriction. What do you think is define the goal in this section? What is define the goal? Tell me in this part, what does define the goal? Okay, in the chat box, create a lesson. Excellent, Natia. Create a lesson plan is the goal. What is the result? Lesson plan. Yes, Daniel. What is the result? In a table. Yes, what is the result? I want in a table. Yes, Yvonne and Azucena, in a table. What is the role? Add as an English teacher. Very good. Add as an English teacher. Yes, Nati, Yvonne. Good. Andrea, Isabel, Angela. Excellent. Define the audience. What is define the audience? Okay, undergraduate student level A2, Nat, Isabel. Very good. Yes. Yeah. And what is the restriction? The other thing, incorporate travel, engage student, organizing a trip, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So today we are going to compare 4 different generative artificial intelligence tools. And you are going to tell me what do you consider, what do you use most, and so on. Travel vocabulary, yes, Nati. Okay? So this is something that I am going to put here in the chat box. And we are going to put this prompt in different generative tools. So let's go over there and we are going to put over here. There is a person who is here. Okay. How do you use an application? We are going to use in different ways, incorporating travel vocabulary. Yes, Azucena, very good. So if you want, for example, okay, if you want, for example, to prepare for a job interview, you wanted to prepare for a job interview, we are going to use artificial intelligence. The content of a course or workshop, okay. Travel itinerary, the same. Recipes, all right. Complex subjects, yes. Content of social campaigns, yes. There are some examples because there are other examples when you are going to use artificial intelligence, yeah? So let's go ahead and we are going to work together. Do you remember that in the last presentation, we are going to use Hey, Big Nose, and so on? Good morning, Pedro, good morning. So today we are going to continue with this. What do you think is better? ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Cloudy, maybe others? Artificial intelligence, Copilot, what do you think is better? Nothing is better. It depends of the purpose that you are going to have, okay? So today, all of them are very useful. Yes, Azucena. So today we are going to introduce some artificial intelligence test generative tools, okay? So we are going to introduce and we are going to have some prompts that we are going to do, okay? And we are going to compare the different sessions when we are going to do with these prompts, okay? For example, if you want to play different games, a new wonder of the world, lesson plan travel, trust building trades, daily routine, or different things that you are going to practice. So when we are going to put, everyone have a prompt. Yeah, so we are going to go back and we are going to check right now ChatGPT last year and with this year. Okay, or maybe in 2024 and 2026. What is the difference for you? Because do you remember that in the last week, the majority of you told me that you use ChatGPT. So nowadays there is a new version and you are going to tell me what do you think, what do you have the difference among ChatGPT 2 years ago, last year in the first semester with ChatGPT nowadays. Nowadays is because 2026, we are only, today is 16, today is Friday, 16 of January, so only 15 days for 2026, so it's not enough. What do you think are the difference? Do you have some differences? Did you find some improvement? Anybody who uses ChatGPT, you can tell me what about the differences? What difference have you found during the way to use ChatGPT since the first year that you use until now? Anybody of you? Okay, we are going to watch this video and there are some kind of differences in precisely when you are going to create images, new benefits. Yes, Ayana. So can create images. In the past, yes, it was impossible for them, yes? So right now, Gemini, ChatGPT can create images as well. but we are going to compare. So let's watch about this part. That is on
ChatGPT has grown to over 100 million users in 2 months. It was already the fastest growing consumer application in history, but this is insane. The large language model from OpenAI was released to the public in November, and it's already showing how AI will transform life as we know it. It's released to the public in November, and
in November, that we are going to have recently about this surprise. Even ruffling Google due to its fast rising popularity and now analyzed at 6 band USD. So it's also the fastest growing consuming app in history. So this is the reason that in the last week, the majority of you told me that you use ChatGPT because it's very common not only for you, but also around the world. Okay?
Public in November, and it's already showing how AI will transform life as we know it. So I want to cover how to master ChatGPT quickly. I'll show you some cheat sheets and also give a list of 10 ways you can immediately start implementing it to improve your life and save you time. AI is going to advance exponentially and become more and more integrated with everyday life. It won't replace everyone's jobs right away, but people that are good at using AI will. It's easy to get started messing around, and I assume you already have. You just create an account and start typing and you'll get the
So the idea is that we are going to start that everybody have an account. Have you got an account? I think that everybody have an account, so we are starting.
these incredibly human-like responses to anything you ask.
OpenAI, no? Who created you? OpenAI. Okay, Ana Maria Campos tried to put something that is interesting, so I am going to read this. From 2025 to 2026, ChatGPT have evolved to be more personalized, faster, and more useful in education. Excellent. It now better understand the teacher contents, yes. So in the past, ChatGPT were more general. Okay, very good. Allows for adjusting the tone and the style of responses and provide more support for planning, assessment, and material creation. Furthermore, integrate tests, images, yes, and other tools more effectively, facilitating our pedagogical work. You don't have ChatGPT, create a ChatGPT, Nancy, don't worry about that, you create.
But there's a couple secrets to
that. Very easy, okay? Something that you are going to put here, you are going to write only ChatGPT and you are going to create here the OpenAI. So when you are going to have here, you are going to create with an account. This is about free that we are going to have ChatGPT. So please, the participant who don't have ChatGPT, whereas in the Google, try to put ChatGPT, yeah, whereas I am explaining the other. Go to ChatGPT and you are going to sign up for free. When you sign up for free, you are going to continue with Google, with anything that you want. I highly recommend you that you have a Gmail account. And the Gmail account, as you can see, I have a lot of Gmail accounts. Let's have a look. This is for my business. This is for the university, for the UCIL. This is my personal. And the other thing, I created recently this because I don't have. All my emails are free. That means that I don't pay any account. For that reason, I use one for specific purposes. To do everything related to business is this. But I have the other purposes because when something new appears, I usually use one account only to practice, to don't confuse with my other email, because can you imagine only to have one email for everything? Is going to be chaotic for me. If this is work for you, it's okay. So I am going to log in because I have my account, I have the Google account, and I have again different things. Like I use this with by business, I am going to open, for example, this is about me, but this is depends of you. So the idea is that you are going to have, please, a ChatGPT, okay? If you are going to have, this is try a new personality for ChatGPT. And similar that in the chat box, Ana Maria tell you, we are going to have different weights. The most popular is by default, but if you want, you are going to put friendly. Or maybe you are going to give you professional. Sometimes I use professional or maybe quirky. So this is depends how do you want here, how do you want to precise about this section. Yeah, we are going to use professional right now to check how is the different when we are going to do. I am here to support. We're going to continue, yeah? And this, similar to say, in the past, we didn't create images. Nowadays, it's possible to create images. We are going to have different apps introducing me. We're going to talk about what is in the agenda today, because nowadays we have ChatGPT 5.2. That is the new model. Obviously, if you want the extra things, you have to pay. If you want to get the plus, it's going to be like this. As you can see, I don't pay for any of them. So I use 0, that is free. Okay, that is simple explanation. But if you want for your business, you are going to pay, or if you want only going to be 0. So this is up to you. Okay, you are going to have up to you. What is the difference? That nowadays you are going to use and you are going to describe this part with this, and you are going to put about this photo, and you are going to choose any photo that you are going to have. All of them I created with artificial intelligence, but let's have a look that immediately you are going to have a photo, they are going to give you some stress, and they are creating the images as well. So we are going to work right now with ChatGPT, and I wanna that everybody have ChatGPT, please. Yeah, so whereas I am explaining the situation, I am telling you what are the differences when you are going to do with this section, yeah? That we are going to waiting because this is accelerating the process. We are going to continue with this. So this is
Mastering ChatGPT. The first is asking it the right questions and
ask the right question. Yeah, we are not going to watch the 5 minutes because you have here in your classroom, you have this to do at home. But I wanna that you are going to tell me, and thank you very much, the differences that we are going to have, because when I prepare the presentation, I always use the latest videos, no something that was about the last year.
Guess what? Perfectly crafted questions for countless topics have already been created, and you need an identity as an expert in the field you're seeking in some of these prompts. But now, to level that up, like to optimize for longevity. Additional information.
Okay, so according to this that you are going to answer about that, we go back and we are going to start using, yeah, because the most important is that we are going to use. So we are going to do with this section, and you are going to do how ChatGPT practice with you, okay? So we are going to go to this new chat, and the only thing that I'm going to do is copy paste. Please, I wanted that you enter to your ChatGPT and you are going to put this prompt, yeah? This prompt. So only copy paste this prompt, and then you are going to change. For example, you are going to create a lesson plan instead of in a table, you are going to put in a document. For undergraduate student level A1, incorporate anything that you want. Yep, we are going to check here how about that. And let's have a look. How is this about the lesson that we are going to have? Okay. In the past, we have only one response. Nowadays, with the ChatGPT, that is the new version, we are going to have 2 responses. Okay. So clear classroom ready lesson that we are going to do. And here is the planning. Organizing a trip, something that I put in the table. Maybe to be more specific, I didn't put in a table for a lesson of 90 minutes, 45 minutes. So more precisely, much better, okay? So this ChatGPT give me something that is with the minutes. If you want, you are going to put the minutes, okay, and try to be more precisely. Learning outcomes, optional homework, and so on. Or maybe we are going to have another option number 2. with this something. If you have some template for the institution, try to use the template for the institution. Okay, let's have a look at student activity, language output. So right now you are going to have the possibility to do. What do you want? The first or the second response? What do you prefer? Tell me one number, the first or the second? Okay, in the chat box, the second, yeah. I am going to choose about the second. I prefer this response. And let's have a look something. When you are going to put, I prefer the second response, only show you the second response. If you put the first response, only show you the first response. So we are going to do about this part, and this is expected learning outcome. If you would like, I can also adapt this lesson for a 60 minutes, provide worksheets or roll cards, infography styles. And you continued, I prefer infography style lesson plan. Yeah. For example, because you are chatting with this, and automatically, right now, we are going to consider about that. Like this, the lesson, the stage, and so on. Okay, they are going to give you this part. So again, okay, I wanna that you are going to use this section, okay, that we are going to do this part. Organizing a trip, a student decide, If you want redesigning one, as for online classes, create a student task card version. Yeah, I am going to put here. In the past, this ChatGPT don't have. Nowadays, ChatGPT give you extra information. So this is a dialogue. Is your tutor. So you are going to write about that and you are going to continue. The step one here, complete the activities, try to use modal verbs and so on. Prepare to speak, that this is important, that you are going to say it. Example, sentence, and so on. Also, important because
below is a student task card version, written in clear A2 level language, visually structured and ready to print or project. It is designed for group work and supports students step by step during the activity. Student task card.
Stop. Okay? So we are going to branch in the new chat. You are going to put line, you are going to copy and so on. So please, the idea again is that you are going to prepare. Ready? Have you entered to ChatGPT? Tell me yes or no, please. Tell me yes or no, because we are going to do it. I wanna that you experiment, yeah? Experiment, try to put anything that you wanna experiment, please. And you are going to do it. Why? Because at the end, you are going to design a lesson plan, yeah? That I am going to explain you how can I do. Okay, in the chat box is learning how to ask. Okay, give me a second. I am going to put here. Yeah. Okay, Lydia. So please, again, we are going to do different things. Yeah, not only with this. This is an example that I gave you. Also with this section. What do you prefer, for example, when you are going to have different weights? We are going to use, give me a second, about these different prompts. Yep. What prompt would you like to do? Don't forget that at the end you have everything, yeah? The only thing that you have to do is click and so on. What do you prefer? What of these activities do you prefer? Gemini, I am going to use Gemini right now, yeah? But first of all, ChatGPT, in 5 minutes, we go to Gemini. Only one prompt. What prompt would you like to be? Which one, what color do you prefer? I always ask my student this. We have different options and I tell them, what color do you prefer? What color do you prefer? Travel, daily routine. Okay, orange. And there are different things. Red, green. Okay, so we're going to have different things. All right, yeah, we're going to talk about this. Okay, we are going to have, I am going to put this, yeah. I am going to put everything in the chat box that you experiment. Yeah, this is for the orange color, yeah. We're going to talk about the orange color first, and we are going to check how does it work. So I go to my ChatGPT. Yeah, I am going to put new chat, and I am going to put copy paste only, yeah. Let's have a look. How can it works? Again, let's have a do. Understood. Yeah, they are going to create. I will ask one yes or no question at a time and create tag of the total. Is this subject primary an item of clothing or an accessory word on the body? What do you think? Try to think in one clothing. Item of clothing or accessory? Okay, I am going to put anything that you want. Okay, put in the chat box, please, what do you want? Put in the chat box, what do you want? Accessory or object primary item? Accessory. Okay, Patty put accessory. I am going to put accessory. Give me a second. Okay, I am going to put here. Question 2. Typically worn on the upper body, head, neck, yes or no? Yes or no? Tell me, yes or no? This accessory? Yeah, okay. I am going to put yes. All right. In the chat box on the head. Yeah, okay. On the head, yes. I'm going to put here. On the head, yeah, you are going to tell me yes. We're going to guess what is that. So you are going understood. Fashion rather than for a water protection, for a fashion or for protection? War or protection? What do you think? Tell me an answer. Anything? In the chat box, both of them, protection on the head. Yeah. I am going to put about here. Okay. I am going to put Elizabeth, give me a second. So we're going to put about this part, warm or protection. I'm going to put about here. Okay, something that you are going to put, yeah? Anything, so the idea is that you are going to explore, so we're going to talk about, thank you. Question 5, hat, is that here? Is it? Body, protection, both of them. Okay, create an image about it. With the answer. Okay, we're going to put about this section. And nowadays, as you can see, we are going to create an image about this section. In the past, last year, it was impossible. But nowadays can create images. Okay, so whereas this is a little, you have to wait for a while. But let's have a look. No? Like you are going to put general because you only put create an image, you are going to put. Do you remember that in the last session we talked about the bias, artificial intelligence bias? Why? Because the majority of the input are for American and European. This is the reason that gives me a photo not for Latin American girl. In general, okay, ChatGPT or the other or the other generative artificial intelligence try to give this kind of result, okay, for the hallucination and bias. You remember, it kept asking for question, the prompt was not, yes, that's right, that's right. The prompt was very general, only create an image. Okay, very good. So you can see the differences. When you are going to put general, it gives you this kind of that. But if you are going to put something specific, they give you something specific. Yep. So please, we are going to do this with ChatGPT. Okay, we go again to the next one, and then we are going to create the others, yeah? We are going to create the others with different things. So apart from this that we are going to do with ChatGPT, we are going to have with Gemini. What are the differences between Gemini in the past and Gemini nowadays? Who tell me some differences? I am going to do this quickly because the most important for me is that you experiment this part. What do you think is that? Anything? The difference between Gemini in the past and Gemini nowadays? Do you have a Gemini account, first of all? If you don't have a Gemini account, again, put Gemini. Gemini IA. Yeah, Google Gemini. Yeah, please, because the idea is that you practice, you have, yeah, go to the Google Gemini, and I am going to use here with my Gemini and so on. Okay, so let's have a look, and we are going to have.
Google just released 2 new updates to Gemini.
This video also you have here. Here is the new Gemini updated. This video was only 5 days ago. Recently. Okay, I use recently theme because I prepare all the material that you are going to have for you. So we are going to have some updates.
Gemini, and the first one is absolutely massive. This is going to make Gemini so much more powerful and useful. We'll talk about what that is first, and then we'll talk about some updates to Google's video generation tools as well. So Google
Video generation. So Gemini, if you want to create powerful images, Gemini is the key because we are going to use with Nano Banana nowadays.
Google just announced this new feature called personal intelligence. And as you're going to see in a second, that is the perfect name.
And what is important, Gemini? I could tell me the connection with Gmail, Drive, and Google. Excellent, Milagros. With Gemini, you can connect with the others application. You can connect with Gmail, Google Document, Google Photos, YouTube, and so on. Okay, the connection.
Personal intelligence strives to fix a major problem with Gemini. You see, even though you can come into Gemini and into the settings, over to connected apps, and actually connect up with
we are going to have different applications, as I told you before. Everything related to Google, nowadays we can connect all together. Okay?
With different tools like Gmail, Google Docs, Google Drive, or Google Calendar, this integration, well, it hasn't been all that great. And that's because it would basically have to retrieve information from these scattered apps when you ask for it. But now, between all of your information from the type of trips that you like to take, so that the and your photos first, so it can understand your car's make and model, and even the type of trips that you like to take.
I need to replace the tire for my car. So this is more personalization nowadays in Gemini. Okay, let's have a look and you can personalize about that.
So that the recommendation you're able to give it, the better the results you're going to get out of it. And this is something I've always struggled with AI in the past. Gemini has always been super helpful. And even though it's been able to connect to Calendar and Tasks and Gmail in the past,
you are going to connect nowadays with your Google Calendar.
I always had to tell it to go in there and look at the best results possible. And if you compare the results of in Chicago with personal intelligence off.
All right, Chicago, you're going to do recommended some hidden gems activity I might enjoy in Chicago. For example, for December, for Christmas and New Year, I spent 4 weeks, like a month, 3 weeks and a half in Europe. So how can I do my itinerary in Europe using Gemini? Because Gemini tried to give me a calendar to visit in every places. I visited more than 9 different countries. So to do 9 countries in only 3 weeks and a half, I need with the tour and I need to adapt in every place what are the most important things to go because it's impossible to go everywhere. So right now with Gemini, we are going to have a personal intelligence and more information, yeah? So the idea, please, is that when we are going to finish this presentation, you are going to check everything. Ready? So we are going to create right now Gemini. Gemini is faster than ChatGPT. Yes, Isabel. Okay, yes and no. It depends on what do you want. For me, I prefer Gemini, but it depends. It depends on what do you want to create. But definitely depends on the uses that you have. And of course, Gemini that is associated with Google is faster. Okay, it's faster. All right, so right now we go to this. And here in my Gemini, we are going to put some information related to this part, yeah? So what do you want to create? So here you are going to tell me, what do you want? Which one do you create? Not the orange, try to create the other thing. And I would like that in your house, you are going to compare these different prompts in your house with the different tools that we are going to do. What do you prefer? What color? Right now, what color to put in the Gemini? Okay, in the chat box, the blue. What is the blue? Let's have a look. The purple and the blue. No, there is nothing about the blue. There is no blue color. Okay, purple maybe? Ah, the brown, the purple, the pink. Okay, listen here, the brown part. Okay, we're going to do this. Okay, and then the green color, and then we're going to use this, yeah? Add as an ink, create rubric, we're going to put here. Okay. For example, we are going to use different things, okay? Or you are going to put the orange as well, yeah? I am going to put something that is easier. I am going to put here, yeah? This is when I prepare the course for my student, the level was A2, and I would like that they use comparative, equative, the same as, and so on. So this is in Gemini, the gadget, grammar focus, the tasks. What about the brainstorming? They give me some issues. And what is important in Gemini, that you can export to sheets. Immediately, if you want, you are going to export in sheets and you are going to open in sheets. What about here, my sheets? Open the sheets. So immediately you are going to have here and you are going to adapt, obviously, or you are going to do this. So the connection between those tools is immediately. Yeah, we're going to have about here. Okay. Here, the prices, sport collaboration discussion about the way, you know, we are going to use the comparative, the same, the different, whatever. Tips for, would you like to create a follow-up worksheet or fill in the blanks? Yeah, fill in the blanks, you are going to continue. Okay, if you wanna, and I wanna that we are going to use this, create the rubrics. Because when we are going to have something, we create also rubrics. So I am going to put create the rubrics. For this infography, create the rubrics. So here, I am going to put this. For example, and they give me immediately the rubrics. If you want, you are going to put the rubrics, what consider, for example, the rubrics for you is communication, maybe collaboration, maybe asking questions. This is depends of you, okay? And you can export about that. If you wanna, we are going to have here and we are going to put here. Give me some feedback, including emojis. Yeah, I am going to put here, and let's have a look. What is the difference? Because in sometimes this is for Gemini, but also they didn't give me some kind of emojis about this. Here is a formal. What is formal? Because you remember in the first part I put professional style. So with professional style, they don't give me this. But if I can put, for example, let's have a look, this different, and we are going to use in the ChatGPT. Where is the ChatGPT here? Yeah. Create a rule for an infography. I am going to put here and I put nothing because I didn't put nothing. It's a clear short presentation in general, yeah? But they are going to put about the here. They are going to give you here. Well, this is about the short oral presentation that we are going to have here. Okay. Include what about here? But they don't give me. In the past, they give me about some kind of emojis here. Could you like me to create a cheat sheet? Yeah, and you are going to put create a cheat sheet. Yep. I am doing Gemini ChatGPT to tell you what are the differences we hear. Okay, devices 1, devices 2. When I create this, I usually try to give a cheat sheet. That's the meaning that the student have some instruction, some template. No, today we are comparing device A and device B, a laptop and a smartphone. We want the best device for a university student, and then this is depends of the level also. Okay, if you want, you are going to create. They are going to give you different here, printable. And then immediately you are going to have a printable PDF. I cannot generate, but I have designed a printable sheet below. This is not possible. They don't give you that they are going to have. But you are going to put here in, you are going to export in documents, and you are going to have creating document as well. And after, when you are going to open the document, you are going to create in PDF. Now, so this is updated. With the Gemini, it's not necessary that you copy paste because everything is organized. Yep. Do you like Gemini? Gemini? Do you like ChatGPT? Something that you discovered, try to tell me in the chat box, yes, no, yeah. So again, the idea is that you practice, yeah? More practice here is impossible to show you everything, but you have, yeah, the material, you have everything that we are going to talk about, daily routine vocabulary. The only thing that you have to do is click, and you are going to have some examples, okay? Both, yes, both. Okay, so what do you have to do? Because this is the most important, in the Padlet, in this Padlet that we have, in the Padlet, we are going to have another section. And the section is the module 2. And what do you have to do in the module 2? You are going to create a lesson plan. Yeah? Try to use ChatGPT, try to use Gemini, whatever. I am going to tell you what is the task for today before that we are going to use. Copilot is here, Perplexity is here. But anyway, so in this section about the tray, this is something that you are going to do. And I am going to put here immediately something that you are going to create. I am going to put some images in the GIF Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever. Gemini, I'm going to put Gemini. Okay. Gemini, good banana. Yeah, I'm going nano banana. I'm going to put nano banana. Okay, publish. What is the idea that you are going to have here? Okay. Text prompting in the content of language learning instruction. Get free accounts of ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, or Perplexity. Okay, and you are going to ask each artificial intelligence prompt. For example, how can teachers use generative artificial intelligence? Try to choose one of them, add information from ChatGPT. What do you think of the responses? What would you add? You are going to compare these different things, yeah? So this is the idea that we are going to compare. How do you do that? We need to go advanced. It's 9:35. We're going to have some minutes only, and we're going to give you. Okay. Apart from that, in this lesson that I am going to put, I am going to give you another one that is Copilot. Who of you uses Copilot? Tap, you have one question. What is the question? Tap A8. Tap A8, what is the question for you? You don't use Copilot. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is new. Copilot is from Microsoft. So if you use Outlook, Copilot have all the applications for that. Tell me.
My question is, you have to have an account of each one of these apps,
yes.
in Gemini, Copilot, because is from Google. ChatGPT only in Spanish. I formatted it into English, but it still doesn't. How do you say in English? I cannot use ChatGPT in English yet.
Yeah, no problem. You are going to use only one. The idea is, listen to me, the idea of this course is that you explore. Obviously, when you explore different generative artificial intelligence, you are going to choose the best that adapt to your needs. Yeah, something that is going to be easy for you. What do you have to do? You are going to get free accounts and you create a material you want. Yep, easy. According to the level that you teach. You create some activities, any activities that you prefer. Today, I am going to give you like a template, what is necessary to have, yeah, but a material, yeah. To be easy, we are going to create a material. That's it, okay? So right now, I am going to explain you how do you use Copilot. Who of you use Copilot? Anybody of you use Copilot? Please, the only thing that you have to do in Google is to put Microsoft Copilot. Try to put in the Google Copilot. This is the only thing that you use. You don't use yes, yes. Can you give you a workshop about this? In each class, one of them. In each class, one of them, Diana. Yeah, but the idea is that we have only 4 days, 4 classes. So with 4 classes, the idea is to do here only tests. In the next week, we are going to create images. And the next week, I am going to teach you other apps. But we can adapt. Yeah, I can adapt. So please, Copilot and Perplexity, I am going to give you for the next presentation. Yeah. Okay, that's it. It's okay. Don't forget to set the attendance for. The attendance for, please, the coordinator, the attendance for, try to put the link. I am not in chair. I am not in chair, Daniel, of the attendance. This is a person who work for the institution who is ready. Okay, yes, I am going to give you a more detailed workshop. Copilot is similar, Isabel. What is necessary for you to do? Please explore, yeah, something, because we don't have enough time, yeah. Try to explore here in the course, try to explore the use of Copilot and the use of Perplexity. In the next section, we are going to do again, because it was very fast, Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity, with also the videos. How do you create videos? Okay, ready? So please, I am going to put more details in the information and not worry about that. Something that I wanna is that you have the 4 accounts. Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot, and Perplexity for next class. Yep. And please, for this, something that you are going to create because it's necessary a product, only try to use ChatGPT and Gemini. Yeah, no Copilot, no Perplexity. Only ChatGPT and Gemini. That's all. So with ChatGPT or Gemini, you are going to create a material, some kind of material. Maybe in the past you created a material and you want to adapt this material and you want to improve. What is important? That you know what are the difference between this year or the year 2025 in December, in November, there were a lot of news. For example, in November was a new updated for Gemini and also in October for the other. Okay? So, right now, please, I wanna that you turn your camera on. Please start your camera on that we are going to finish and don't forget to do it. Yeah, please, the attendance is ready. The attendance is ready. How do you enter to the classroom, Ali? These are going to give you the link to enter to the classroom, to the Google Classroom. Yes, Ana Maria, Copilot is Microsoft Artificial Intelligence Assistant. Excellent, Ana Maria. Integrate Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Similar to Gemini that you can integrate all the Google Workspace, Copilot can work with Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Yes, that's it. Yeah, please try to have a look, discover this, and the next class we are going to work with Copilot and with Perplexity, okay? Thank you. Please, your camera, your camera. Thank you very much. Hi, Serafín, Milagros, Azucena, Elena, Isabel, Lidia, Daniel, Elías, Patti, Estela, Angélica, Flor, Andrea, María Paula. Hi. Hi, Patti. I love that you have your camera. And I promise, please, that this I am going to put, congratulations, because there are some participants who are in the Facebook group and also in the Instagram group. And there are some participants that I always help you for that, okay? So please, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, you are at work, no problem. If you are at work, no worries about that. Yeah, I am going to put number 3 and we are going to have 1, 2, and 3. Oh my God. Sorry. I confused and I put our, okay. I'm going to put about this, shift, command, 3. Okay, another. Okay, bye, take care, see you, goodbye. Thank you
very much.
so
Bye.
much.
Take care.
Goodbye, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Gracias, Miss. Nos vemos la siguiente clase.
Bye, see you, bye-bye. Bye.